My beloved, my precious one, I have called you by name, and you are mine. And I need you to hear this before anything else. I am truly impressed with you. Not because you have been loud or flawless or celebrated, but because you kept showing up to me when you had every reason to shut down. You kept choosing faith while your feelings were trembling. You kept walking even when you wanted to give up. Now listen closely, because this is what I am waiting to see from you in this season. Not more striving, but surrender. Not more proving, but trusting. I am waiting to see you lay down the weight you were never designed to carry and let me carry it. I am waiting to see you stop interpreting my silence as abandonment and start receiving it as the sacred space where I am rebuilding you. I know you feel as though you have reached the end of your strength, that the walls are closing in, and the silence from heaven has been deafening. But I am here to tell you that my silence is not my absence. I have been watching over you in the deepest shadows of your journey. I saw you when you collapsed onto your bed last night, too exhausted even to find the words to pray. I saw you in those quiet moments in your car, gripped by an anxiety you couldn't explain to anyone else. I saw the way your heart fractured when those you trusted turned their backs on you, leaving you to wonder if there was anyone left in this world who truly cared for your soul. I saw every silent tear that fell into your pillow, tears you thought were wasted, but I have gathered every single one of them. You are not invisible to me, my child. I have seen the way you have carried the weight of others while your own shoulders were breaking. I have seen your faithfulness in the small things, even when no one was there to applaud or acknowledge your sacrifice. I have been with you in every valley, every storm, and every lonely night. And this is why I can say it with authority: I am not late. I am not careless. I am not distant. I am working quietly, deeply, precisely where no one can see, including you. Before I reveal the profound blessing that is already moving toward your life, I need you to recognize what is happening right now. This moment is not random. This is a turning point. So do not let it pass by in silence. Still your heart and declare your presence before the throne of grace. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now, not as a ritual, but as a simple act of agreement that you will not drift away in your weakest hour. Let it be your whispered yes to my voice, even if your hands are shaking. And if this message is speaking directly into your season, press the like button and subscribe to this channel, not out of pressure, but as a decision to stay anchored where I feed you. When you subscribe, you are making room in your life for daily reminders that you are seen, held, and guided. You are not just clicking a button. You are choosing consistency in your spirit. You might feel like you are falling apart, but in truth, you are falling into my purpose. You are not breaking. You are being opened. The old skin must tear so that the new wine can be poured in. You have wondered why the path has been so narrow and why the fire has been so intense. You have looked at others who seem to walk with ease, while every step you take feels like a battle against the wind. But hear me, I do not entrust heavy glory to a shallow vessel. The intensity of your struggle is not a punishment, it is preparation. I am refining you, stripping away layers of fear, doubt, and misplaced reliance, until the pure gold of who I created you to be is what remains. This season of hiddenness, where you feel forgotten and isolated, is also my protection. I am shielding you while I work deep within your character, preparing you to handle the weight of what is coming. If I placed it in your hands too early, it would crush you. But when I am finished, you will stand tall, unshakable, and radiant. Stay with me, because I am about to peel back the veil and show you what I have been doing in the secret places of your life. The breakthrough is not just coming, it has already begun. My beloved child, let us speak of the hours when the world grows quiet, but your mind grows loud. I have seen your sleepless nights, the way you stare into the dark, as if the ceiling might explain your pain. I have seen the heaviness that has settled deep into your bones, a fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to remove. And I want you to know, I am not disappointed in you. I am not measuring you by your productivity. I am not demanding strength from a soul that is bleeding. I am truly impressed with you because even in the night, when no one claps for you, when no one understands you, you still tried. You still got up. You still showed kindness when you were empty. You still held your tongue when your pain wanted to speak. You still chose to be faithful when your feelings begged you to quit. Heaven sees that. I see that. I was there with you at 3 a.m. when you were staring at your phone, scrolling through distraction, because silence felt too heavy to hold. I was there when you replayed conversations, wishing you had said something different, wishing you had been treated differently. I was there when you questioned yourself, your worth, your future, your calling, and wondered if you were falling behind. My child, those thoughts are not the truth. They are the noise of warfare against a destiny that is closer than you realize. You have been carrying burdens that were never assigned to you. You have been trying to manage what only I can govern. You have been trying to fix yourself with human strength when what you truly needed was my presence. And this is what I am waiting to see from you, that you will stop negotiating with fear and start trusting me with the next breath. Not the next year, not the next month, the next breath. The tears you hide, the ones you wipe away, so no one will see your weakness, are precious to me. They are not signs of failure. They are the language of a soul being stretched into strength. The pain you feel is not my judgment. It is the pressure of transformation. Just as a mother experiences the most intense labor pains right before the birth of her child, the pressure you feel now is not the end of you. It is the beginning of what is being born through you. And hear me clearly. I am the God of the night as much as I am the God of the day. You do not have to perform to be loved. You do not have to be okay to be held. Come to me as you are tired, trembling unfinished, and let me teach your soul how to rest without fear. My child, come closer. Let us speak about the kind of obedience that no one applauds, the obedience that costs you something. I have watched you do the right thing when the wrong thing would have been easier. I have watched you choose integrity while compromise stood at the door offering you a shortcut. And I tell you again, I am truly impressed with you. The price of following. My voice is often the loss of things you thought you needed. Sometimes it is the loss of comfort. Sometimes it is the loss of approval. Sometimes it is the loss of people who only loved you when you were convenient. But do not call it wasted. What you call loss, I call pruning. What you call rejection, I call redirection. Those who walked away were not your destiny. They were merely tools in my hand to polish the diamond that you are. I know it is painful to be the one who gives and rarely receives. I know it is exhausting to be the one who forgives without hearing an apology. I know it is heavy to be the one who stays faithful while others take advantage of your kindness. But listen, I do not overlook the hidden cost of your obedience. I count it, I honor it, I record it, and I repay in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is what I am waiting to see from you. Now do not let obedience harden you. Do not let betrayal make you bitter. Do not let disappointment turn your heart into stone. Keep your heart soft while I refine you. Keep your hands clean while I vindicate you. Keep walking the narrow path while I prepare the wide doors that are about to open. You have wondered why those who do wrong seem to prosper, while you who chose the path of righteousness feel delayed. But my child, delay is not denial. It is preparation. I am building roots before I reveal fruit. I am establishing depth before I release overflow. And when I bring you into what I have promised, you will not arrive fragile. You will arrive formed. So do not measure your progress by what you can see. Measure it by what you are becoming. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. You are not being ignored, you are being instructed. The fire around you is not to destroy you. It is to purify you. Stay with me. The reward of obedience is not only what I will place in your hands, it is who you will become when you can finally carry it. My precious one, I know the silence that follows the storm. I know that hollow, aching sensation in your chest that remains after the initial shock of loss has passed. You have entered the spiritual operating room, a place of profound stillness, where it feels as though the world has moved on while you are left behind in a vacuum. I have had to remove certain things from your life, perhaps a relationship you thought was your forever, a career path you built your identity upon, or a comfort zone that had become a cage. Now you look at the space where those things used to be, and you see only a void. You feel the draft of the cold wind in the empty rooms of your heart, and you wonder why I would leave you so bare. You feel more alone now than you did when you were in the heat of the battle, because in the battle you had adrenaline, but in the void you have only the echoes of what used to be. I want you to understand that this emptiness is not a sign of my abandonment. It is the most intimate part of the healing process. I am closest to you when you are brokenhearted, even if you feel me the least in these moments. When a surgeon removes a tumor, there is a cavity left behind. That cavity must be cleaned, sterilized, and protected before it can be filled with healthy tissue. You are currently in that sterilization phase. If I were to fill that void immediately with the next blessing, you would only contaminate the new with the remnants of the old. I am sitting in this silence with you, holding your hand in the waiting room of your destiny. This void is a holy space. It is a womb of creation, not a grave of despair. I am using this time to recalibrate your desires and to heal the underlying infections of insecurity and fear that allowed the wrong things to take up space in the first place. Do not rush out of this season. Do not try to fill the hole with distractions, noise, or temporary substitutes. Allow the emptiness to be there, for it is the only way I can measure the size of the miracle I am preparing to pour back into you. I want you to take a deep breath right now and feel my presence in that very emptiness. I am the potter, and you are the clay, and sometimes the clay must sit still on the wheel before the next turn begins. You are not being forgotten. You are being prepared. This void is necessary because what I am about to give you is much heavier than what I took away. A shallow foundation cannot support a skyscraper. I am digging deep into your soul, clearing out the rubble of past disappointments and the dust of old identities so that the structure of your future can be unshakable. You have felt like you were losing your mind, but you were actually losing your limitations. You have felt like you were losing your life, but you were actually losing the things that were keeping you from truly living. I am the God who fills all things, and I promise you, by the authority of my word, that I will not leave this space empty forever. This waiting room is actually a construction site. While you see nothing but bare walls and dust, I am laying the groundwork for a peace that surpasses all understanding. I am building a resilience in you that will make you fireproof for the next level of your calling. Look around you in the spirit. Can you see the angels I have stationed at the perimeter of your pain? They are there to ensure that nothing enters this sacred void that is not from me. You are safe here. You are protected here. You are being reconstructed from the inside out. When you finally emerge from this quiet season, you will not even recognize the person who entered it. You will walk with a new authority, speak with a new wisdom and love, with a heart that has been made whole by the hand of the Creator Himself. Rest in the void, my child, for I am working even when you cannot see it. My beloved, you live in a world that craves the instant and the immediate. You have been taught to expect results at the touch of a button, and you have brought that same urgency to your spiritual life and your emotional healing. You cry out to me for an overnight miracle, wanting the pain to vanish like a morning mist. But I am not a machine, and I do not treat you as a project to be finished. I am a gardener, and you are my most precious vineyard. Real healing is not a microwave event. It is a slow, sacred growth. If I were to simply touch the surface and make the symptoms disappear, the underlying infection in your soul would remain. You would walk back into the same traps, fall for the same lies, and let the same toxic patterns take root once more. I am interested in your wholeness, not just your comfort. I am working deep beneath the soil of your consciousness, untangling the roots of bitterness, rejection, and fear that have been growing for years, perhaps even decades. This takes time, my child, and you must trust the rhythm of my grace. Consider the seasons of the earth that I have established. You cannot force a seed to become a tree in a single day, no matter how much you water it or how loud you shout at it. There is a divine intelligence in the waiting. Right now, you might feel as though nothing is happening, but in the unseen realm, the work is constant. I am strengthening your spirit so that when the breakthrough arrives, you have the character to sustain it. If I gave you the mountaintop today, your legs would not be strong enough to stay there. The altitude would overwhelm you. The climb, the struggle, and the slow pace of the process are what build the muscles of your faith. I am healing the way you think, the way you react, and the way you view your own worth. This is a deep reconstruction of your very foundation. Every day that you choose to trust me instead of your feelings, you are moving forward. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, a new layer of your heart is restored. Do not be discouraged by the speed of your journey. Speed is the world's metric, but faithfulness is mine. I know you are tired of the waiting room, but understand that this process is my mercy in action. I am protecting you from a premature harvest that would rot before you could enjoy it. When you emerge from this season, you will not just be better, you will be brand new. You will look back at this time and realize that the delays were actually divine shields preventing you from entering rooms you weren't ready for. I am teaching you to find joy in the middle of the work, not just at the end of it. The world offers temporary bandages that only hide the wound, but I offer a healing that goes into the very marrow of your bones. I am clearing out the toxins of your past, the shame you've carried since childhood, the labels that people have placed on you, and the lies you've told yourself in the mirror. This is why it feels intense. This is why it feels slow. I am rebuilding your life so that you can stand for generations to come as a testimony of my enduring love. Trust my timing. If it hasn't happened yet, then it hasn't been the right time. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I see the entire map of your life, while you only see the current step. You are not falling behind. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming. Every tear you shed in this process is watering the garden of your future. Peace is not the absence of the process. It is the presence of the gardener. I am pruning the branches that no longer serve you, even the ones you thought were beautiful, because I want you to bear fruit that remains. Rest in me today, knowing that I am committed to finishing the good work I have started in you. We are doing this together, step by step, breath by breath. You are safe in the process, for my hands are the ones doing the work. My beloved child, come closer. There is a profound mystery I want to share with your heart today, one that will change the way you view your current pain. You have spent so much time asking me to heal you, to fix the situation, to remove the sickness, to restore the bank account, to mend the broken heart. You see me as a divine physician, and indeed I am. But before I am your healer, I am your father. There is a significant difference between being healed and being held. A doctor can heal a wound from a distance with a prescription or a cold instrument. But a father must come close to hold his child. Sometimes I allow the healing to be delayed, not because I am powerless, but because I want you to experience the safety of my embrace. If I healed you instantly every time you cried out, you might walk away from me as soon as the pain vanished. But when I hold you in the midst of the fire, we develop an intimacy that the mountaintop could never produce. You are learning to recognize my heartbeat against your ear. I see you now leaning your head against the wall of your room, feeling as though you are at your breaking point. In this very moment, my arms are wrapped around you. You are not just a patient. You are my heir. I am more interested in your presence than your productivity. I am more concerned with your soul than your status. If you can feel the warmth of my love surrounding you, even now, do not stay silent. Let the world know that you are not alone in this storm. Type "I believe" or 777 in the comments right now to affirm that you are being held by the Creator of the universe. And as you feel my peace beginning to settle over you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and press the like button. This is your way of telling the enemy that you have found your sanctuary and you are inviting others to join this family of faith. By subscribing, you are saying, "Lord, I want to hear your whisper every day, not just when I am in crisis." This act of agreement signals to the heavens that you are moving from a place of panic to a place of protected rest. Think of a child who has fallen and scraped their knee. They run to their parent crying in agony. The parent doesn't just apply a bandage and send them back to play immediately. No, the parent picks the child up, sits them on their lap, and holds them close until the sobbing stops. The knee is still scraped and the sting is still there, but the child is no longer afraid because they are being held. This is where you are, my precious one. I am holding you close to my chest so that you can hear the heartbeat of God. I am allowing you to feel my strength flowing into your weakness. The cure for your situation will come in its perfect timing, but the comfort is available right now. I want you to know the sound of my voice in the dark, so that you will never doubt it in the light. The most powerful spiritual growth doesn't happen when everything is perfect. It happens when everything is falling apart and you realize that I am still holding you together. You are not falling, you are being carried. There is a unique beauty in the not yet. In this space where you are still waiting for the breakthrough, but you have already found my peace. Your character is being forged into something indestructible. You are learning that my grace is sufficient, not just for the big victories, but for the quiet endurance of the afternoon. When you finally walk into your season of healing, and it is coming, I promise you, you will walk into it with a depth of soul that only comes from being held in the shadows. You will be able to comfort others with the same comfort you received from me. You will be a lighthouse for the broken because you survived the night in the arms of the Father. So do not despise the lingering ache. It is the very thing drawing you into the deepest intimacy you have ever known. You are safe, you are loved, and most importantly, you are held by the hands that flung the stars into space. Rest your weary head, for I have you. My precious child, let us speak of a truth that many of my followers struggle to embrace: the holiness of the word no. I have watched you exhaust yourself trying to be everything to everyone, pouring out your life, until there is nothing left but the dregs of resentment and fatigue. You have been taught that to be godly means to have no limits, to allow others to walk over your peace, and to say yes to every demand placed upon your time and spirit. But I am here to tell you that boundaries are not a sign of a lack of love. They are a sign of stewardship. Your heart is not a public park for everyone to trample through. It is a holy of holies, a sacred temple where I dwell. If you do not guard the gates of your heart, you allow the noise and the chaos of the world to drown out my still small voice. I am calling you today to become a faithful gatekeeper of your own soul. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world. That is my role, not yours. When you try to save everyone, you end up losing yourself, and that is not the destiny I have written for you. I see the guilt that grips you when you think about stepping back from those who drain your energy and offer nothing but criticism in return. You feel as though you are failing me if you are not constantly available to solve every crisis. But look at the life of my son. Even he withdrew from the crowds to find solitude and rest. He knew when to walk away from the noise to be alone with me. If you are to fulfill the great assignment I have placed on your life, you must learn the divine art of the holy no. It is time to stop apologizing for protecting your peace. It is time to stop feeling responsible for the happiness of people who refuse to take responsibility for themselves. I am giving you the permission you have been waiting for, the permission to set boundaries that honor the calling I have placed upon you. By saying no to the things that distract you, you are saying a much more powerful yes to the purpose for which you were created. This is a moment of deep spiritual commitment, my beloved. If you are ready to stop being a people pleaser and start being a God pleaser, make this vow with me in the quiet place where your soul meets my voice. Lord, I will guard what you have entrusted to me. I will not sacrifice my peace on the altar of approval. I will not betray my calling to keep others comfortable. Let this be a sacred turning point, a decision that reshapes your days, your relationships, and your inner life. True holiness is not only what you refuse to do, it is also what you refuse to carry. The people I have called you to serve will be reached through your overflow, not through your emptiness. When you allow others to pull you in 1,000 different directions, you become a shallow stream that eventually dries up. But when you set boundaries and allow me to fill your reservoir, you become a deep well of living water that can sustain many. Do not fear the opinions of those who benefit from your lack of boundaries. They may call you selfish or cold, but I call you faithful. I am teaching you to value what I value, and I value you. I value your mental health, your emotional stability, and your physical rest. It is okay to walk away from toxic conversations. It is okay to disconnect from the digital noise. It is holy to say, I cannot give you what you are asking for right now because I must preserve what the Lord has given me. Trust that I will provide for those you cannot help. I am the great provider, and I do not need you to burn yourself out to accomplish my will. When you begin to walk in this new level of boundary setting, you will feel a weight lift off your shoulders that you have carried for years. You will find that your yes becomes more powerful because it is no longer born out of obligation, but out of genuine love and divine leading. You will have the clarity to hear my instructions and the energy to carry them out with excellence. This is the path to the higher levels of destiny I have for you. I am preparing you for a heavy weight of blessing, and a heavy blessing requires a strong, focused vessel. You are being refined not just through suffering, but through the discipline of your choices. Stand firm in your newfound freedom, my child. I am with you in every boundary you set, and I am the one who will fill the quiet spaces of your life with a peace that the world can neither give nor take away. You are learning to live from the inside out, and in that you are becoming truly unstoppable. My beloved warrior, I want you to look at your soul today, not through the lens of your own shame, but through my eyes. You see the jagged edges where you were broken by betrayal. You see the deep indentations left by the words that were thrown at you like stones. You see the discoloration where grief has sat for far too long. To you, these are deformities, reminders of the times you failed, the times you were discarded, and the times you felt utterly defeated. You try to hide these marks from the world, and even from me, fearing that they make you less beautiful or less worthy of my love. But I am here to reveal a divine secret. Your scars are not your shame. They are your credentials. In the kingdom of heaven, we do not measure beauty by the absence of struggle, but by the presence of resilience. I have watched every moment those wounds were inflicted, and I have been the one carefully knitting you back together in the quiet. I am not just a healer who makes things look as they were. I am a master artist who makes things better than they ever could have been without the break. There is a craft in your world called kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with precious gold. The master does not try to hide the cracks. He highlights them, making the vessel more valuable because it has a history, because it survived, and because it now carries the glow of the gold. This is what I am doing with your life right now. I am filling the cracks of your broken heart with the gold of my glory. Your story of survival is more powerful than a story that never knew pain. You are not a ruined vessel. You are a restored one. You are not a discarded fragment. You are an appointed testimony. What you thought disqualified you is becoming the very place I display my workmanship. Consider the nature of the body I designed for you. When a bone breaks and heals, it often becomes stronger at the point of the fracture. When skin is torn and heals, the scar tissue that forms is tougher and more resilient than the original skin. This is the spiritual reality I am establishing within you. The places where you were most vulnerable are becoming the places of your greatest strength. You will not break the same way again. The betrayal that once shattered you has produced a discernment that will protect you. The lack that once terrified you has produced a faith that will sustain you. You are developing spiritual scar tissue, a holy toughness that allows you to walk through the fire without being consumed. The enemy thought he was ending you, but I was strengthening you. Your scars are the very things that will allow you to heal others. A person who has never known hunger cannot truly feed the starving with empathy. A person who has never known a broken heart cannot truly comfort the grieving. I have allowed you to feel the weight of these wounds so that you can become a lighthouse for those still wandering in the dark. When people look at you, they won't just see your success. They will see your scars, and they will find hope for their own healing. You are being credentialed for a ministry of restoration that requires the authority of someone who has been through the valley and come out on the other side. Do not hate your history, my child. Every tear, every bruise, and every silent scream was a lesson in the laboratory of my love. You are coming forth as gold, and your scars are the proof that the fire did not win. You are a living testimony that I am the God who restores, the God who redeems, and the God who makes all things new. My precious one, look into the furnace where you have been standing for so long. I know the heat has been unbearable at times. I know you have felt the singe of the flames and wondered why I would allow the temperature of your life to rise to such extreme levels. You have cried out for relief, but instead of cooling the fire, it seemed as though I only added more fuel. Hear me now, for I am the master refiner, and I have never taken my eyes off you for a single second. I know the way that you take, and I promise you that when I have tried you, when I have tested every fiber of your being in this fire, you shall come forth as gold. This furnace was never intended to consume you. It was designed to consume what is not of me within you. You are not being destroyed, you are being purified. The gold does not complain when it is placed in the crucible, for it knows that the fire is the only way to separate the precious from the vile. You are entering a state of purity that will allow my light to shine through you without any distortion. In the heat of the season, you have seen things surface in your heart that you didn't know were there. You have seen fear, bitterness, and deep-seated insecurities rise to the top like dross. Do not be ashamed of these things, my child. In the refining process, the impurities must rise to the surface before they can be skimmed away. If the gold stayed cool, the dross would remain hidden inside, weakening the metal from within. I am bringing these hidden shadows to the light so that I can remove them once and for all. This is the discouragement test I spoke of. The enemy wants you to see the dross and think that you are failing, but I see the dross and know that the purification is working. Every time you choose to praise me despite the heat, a little more of the world is burned away, and a little more of my nature is revealed. You are becoming a vessel of honor fit for the King's use, and that requires a level of refinement that most are unwilling to endure. I sit by the furnace, watching the molten gold of your soul with intense focus. Do you know how a refiner knows when the process is complete? He knows it is finished when he can look into the liquid metal and see his own reflection perfectly mirrored on the surface. That is my goal for you. I am refining you until the world can look at you and see my face. I am polishing the mirror of your soul until your reactions, your words, and your love are a perfect reflection of my heart. The heat is intense because the glory I am preparing for you is immense. You cannot carry the weight of the blessing I have destined for you if you still have the impurities of your past weighing you down. I am making you light, I am making you pure, and I am making you valuable beyond measure. The world may have treated you like common lead, but I have always seen you as gold. You are about to emerge from this hidden season, and when you do, you will not be the same person who entered it. The fire has burned away the chains that used to bind you. The heat has melted the walls you built around your heart. You will walk out of this furnace with a radiance that cannot be ignored. People will look at you and wonder how you survived such a season with such peace, and you will tell them that the fourth man was in the fire with you. Your value has not decreased because of the struggle. It has been validated by it. Real gold is not afraid of the fire, for it knows it is the fire's master. Stand tall, my beloved, for the process is reaching its completion. The cooling breeze of my spirit is beginning to blow, and the brilliance of your new life is about to be revealed to all. You are my gold, and I am well pleased with you. My weary warrior, I am calling you to a radical shift in your strategy. You have been fighting this battle with your sweat, your tears, and your constant striving. You have stayed up late into the night, trying to figure out the solutions, trying to outwork the enemy, and trying to carry the weight of tomorrow on the shoulders of today. But I want you to understand that in my kingdom, rest is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the most powerful weapons in your arsenal. When you choose to rest, you are making a profound declaration that I am God and you are not. You are telling the darkness that you do not have to see the way, because you know the one who is the way. There is a holy rest that I am inviting you into right now. It is a rest that stands in direct opposition to the chaos of the world. while the enemy wants you exhausted, frantic, and panicked. I want you still and confident. When you are still, I can move. When you are quiet, I can speak. When you lay down your weapons of self-effort, I can pick up the sword of the Spirit and fight on your behalf. Think of my son in the back of the boat sleeping soundly while the storm raged around him. The disciples were terrified, certain that the end had come, yet he was at peace. He wasn't sleeping because he was indifferent. He was sleeping because he was in total alignment with my authority. He knew that no storm could sink the boat that carried the purpose of God. I am calling you to that same level of storm rest. When you sleep in the middle of a crisis, the enemy panics. He has no weapon for a person who refuses to be afraid. Your peace is an insult to the powers of darkness. If you believe I am fighting your battles while you rest, if you are ready to surrender the heavy burden of fixing it to me, do not stay silent. Type "breakthrough is mine" or 1111 in the comments right now to claim your divine peace. This is your act of spiritual warfare, a signal to the atmosphere that you are stepping out of the driver's seat and letting me take the wheel. I am promising you a supernatural restoration tonight. I am going to touch your mind and quiet the racing thoughts that have kept you prisoner. I am going to breathe over your nervous system and remove the spirit of heaviness. As you lay your head down, I want you to visualize me standing guard at the door of your heart. I am taking the weight of your family, your finances, and your future off your chest. You have done enough for today. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to signal your agreement with this divine peace. By joining this family, you are surrounding your spirit with a wall of fire that the enemy cannot penetrate. This is your sanctuary. By subscribing, you are ensuring that your daily bread of encouragement is always waiting for you, keeping your soul nourished so that you never have to operate from a place of emptiness again. Rest is your victory. Understand that I am working even when you are sleeping. While your body recovers, I am arranging the meetings you need. While your mind rests, I am shifting the hearts of your adversaries. While you are in deep slumber, I am opening the doors that were previously locked. You do not have to be awake to make the miracle happen. You only have to be faithful to the one who never slumbers nor sleeps. I am giving you back the years that the locusts have eaten, and it begins with a single night of undisturbed holy rest. Go into the quiet, my beloved. Release the how and the when into my hands. I am your shield, your exceeding great reward, and your Prince of Peace. Tonight, you are safe. Tonight, you are protected. Tonight, you are deeply, unconditionally loved. My precious child, come back to the potter's wheel and sit with me in the quiet. I see the way you look at yourself in the mirror, sighing with a weight of disappointment, thinking that you should be further along than you are. You look at the cracks, the uneven edges, and the parts of your character that still feel raw and unrefined, and you whisper to yourself, I am a failure. But I am here to tell you to stop the self-judgment that is paralyzing your progress. I am the potter, and you are the clay in my hands. And I am never in a rush when I am creating a masterpiece. I do not see a finished product when I look at you. I see a beautiful process. I am not angry that you are not perfect yet. I am the one who designed the timeline for your growth, and I know exactly how much pressure to apply and when to let the wheels spin in silence. Your speed is not the measure of my grace. You are exactly where you need to be for the lessons I am teaching you today. Understand that how you handle the little things in this unfinished season is your entrance exam for the much that I have promised you. Do not despise the day of small beginnings or the moments of quiet preparation. If you cannot be faithful with the small amount of peace I have given you today, how will you manage the storm of influence I am preparing for you? Every difficulty you face, every minor problem you solve with patience, is a way I am strengthening the walls of your soul. I am testing your faithfulness in the hidden places where no one else is watching. You are stronger than you think, because my strength is the very substance of your spirit. I am not looking for a vessel that is already perfect. I am looking for a vessel that is willing to stay on the wheel. Every time you fall and get back up, every time you choose to trust me through a delay, you are passing the test. If you are willing to stay on my wheel and trust my hands, do not stay silent. Type, "I trust your timing," or 1212 in the comments right now to confirm your surrender to my divine process. This is your declaration of faith, a sign that you are letting go of your own timeline and embracing mine. Stop comparing your journey to the vessels on the shelves around you. Some may look more complete, and some may seem to have been glazed and fired in the kiln already, but their purpose is not yours. I am crafting you for a specific function, a divine assignment that requires a different texture, a different weight, and a longer season of molding. If I were to finish you too quickly, you would lack the depth of character needed to carry the blessing I am bringing. The delays you have faced are not denials. They are my hands carefully thinning out the areas where you are too heavy with pride and thickening the areas where you are too fragile with fear. I am a patient potter, and I will not take my hands off you until the work is done. You are not a work in progress that I am tired of. You are a work of art that I am obsessed with. I love you in your messy state just as much as I will love you in your glorified state. Breathe, my beloved. Release the anxiety of not being enough. In my eyes, you are already enough simply because you are mine. The transformation is happening in the quiet moments of surrender. When you say, "Lord, I don't understand the shape I'm taking, but I trust your hands," you allow my spirit to move with greater freedom. I am making everything beautiful in its time, and your time is coming sooner than you think. But for now, just stay on the wheel. Let me smooth out the rough edges of your worry. Let me fill the indentations of your past with my healing touch. You are being held by the most skilled hands in the universe. And I promise you, when I am finished, you will be a vessel that reflects the very glory of heaven. Your waiting is not wasted. It is the very thing making you eternal. Trust my patience, for I know the masterpiece you are becoming. My child, hear the word of the Lord today. I am not a God who leaves things unfinished. I am not like man who starts a project with enthusiasm only to abandon it when the cost becomes too high or the labor too intense. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. If I began a good work in you, and I did before you were even formed in your mother's womb, then I am under a divine obligation to bring it to its glorious completion. You look at your life right now, and you see a construction site. You see the scaffolding, you see the dust, and you see the piles of rubble from your past mistakes. You feel exposed and unfinished, like a house with no roof standing in the middle of a storm. But I want you to know that the scaffolding is not the structure. The mess is not the masterpiece. I am the master architect, and I never miscalculate the materials needed for the building. Every delay, every setback, and every season of nothingness was accounted for in my original blueprint for your life. You have been tempted to walk away from the promise because you are tired of the in-between. You are in the messy middle where the old has passed away, but the new hasn't fully manifested. This is the place where most people give up, but you are not most people. You are the chosen one. I am holding the blueprint in my hands, and I can tell you that the most beautiful parts of your life are currently being installed behind the scenes. Those parts of your character that were forged in the dark, your resilience, your empathy, and your unwavering faith are the load-bearing walls of your future. Do not judge the building while the dust is still settling. I have never failed to finish what I started, and you will not be my first failure. If you believe that I am the author and the finisher of your faith, if you are ready to see the completion of my promises in your life, do not stay silent. Type "it is done" or 888 in the comments right now to seal this truth in your spirit. As you declare my faithfulness, feel the shift in the atmosphere. Press the like button and subscribe to this family of believers to solidify your commitment to the journey. By doing so, you are telling the universe that you are staying on the construction site until the ribbon is cut. You are aligning yourself with the promise of completion. Every time you come back to this space, you are checking in with the Master Builder, allowing me to realign your vision with my eternal plan. I did not bring you through the wilderness just to let you die in the plains. I did not deliver you from the hand of the enemy just to leave you wandering in circles. The finish line is not just a possibility. It is a prophetic certainty. The things you have been praying for, the healing you have been seeking, and the restoration you have been crying for, they are all coming to pass. Not because you are perfect, but because I am faithful. I want you to look at your reflection with new eyes today. You are a work of divine art, and the artist is still at work. I am adding the final touches of grace, the finishing strokes of mercy, and the brilliant highlights of my joy. The scaffolding of your current struggles will soon be taken down, and the world will stand in awe of what I have built in the secret place of your suffering. Your life will be a monument to my grace, a lighthouse for the lost, and a sanctuary for the weary. Stay the course. Keep your eyes on me, not on the dust. The end of this matter will be far greater than its beginning. I have spoken it, and I will do it. You are coming to the completion of your training and the beginning of your reign. Trust me, for the best is truly yet to manifest. My precious child, come up higher. I am inviting you to step away from the narrow valley of your current circumstances and look at your life from my perspective. You have been focused on the single thread of your pain, the tiny knot of your frustration, and the fraying edges of your disappointment. You see a mess of tangled colors and confusing patterns, and you wonder how any beauty could come from such chaos. But I am the master weaver, and I am looking at the front of the tapestry. Every dark thread of sorrow was necessary to provide contrast for the gold of my glory. Every sharp turn in your journey was a deliberate stroke of my hand to create a pattern of resilience. I have not been making it up as I go. I have been following a plan that was established before the foundations of the world. You are not a victim of random accidents. You are a participant in a divine masterpiece. The big picture is far more magnificent than you can fathom, and very soon the fog will lift, and you will see that every closed door was a protection, and every delay was a divine alignment. I know it hurt when I removed those people from your life, the ones you thought would be with you until the end. You felt rejected, abandoned, and questioned your own worth. But look closer through the eyes of the Spirit. I saw the conversations they had when you weren't in the room. I saw the way their presence was subtly draining your purpose and dimming your light. I moved them not to punish you, but to protect the kingdom connections that are currently on their way to you. I am bringing people into your life who will not just love you, but will sharpen you, support your vision, and run with you toward your destiny. These are the divine alignments that require a clean slate. You had to outgrow the old environment to survive in the new one. The space that was left behind by those who walked away is the very space I am about to fill with people of the same frequency souls who recognize the gold in you because they carry it themselves. Do not look back at the desert. Look forward to the oasis I have prepared. A new level of clarity is descending upon you right now. For months, you have felt as though you were walking through a thick mist, unable to see your next step, feeling paralyzed by indecision. I am breathing my spirit upon that mist and clearing the way. You are about to have a holy aha moment where everything that seemed senseless will suddenly fall into place. You will see why that specific opportunity fell through, why that person had to leave, and why I kept you hidden in the secret place for so long. This clarity is not just for your comfort, it is for your command. I am giving you a strategic vision for your future. You will no longer wander, you will march. New opportunities are already knocking at the door of your spirit, opportunities that match your refined character and your tested faith. These are not the stressful, grinding tasks of your past, but the fruitful, graceful assignments of your future. If you are ready to receive this new level of clarity and kingdom connection, type "I see it now" or 7007 in the comments to activate this shift in your life. This is the season where the why meets the how. I am showing you how I have used your past to prepare your future. The skills you learned in the valley, the endurance you built in the fire, and the wisdom you gained in the silence. These are the tools you will use to build the kingdom I am entrusted to you. You are moving from a survival mindset to a thriving mindset. You are no longer just trying to get through the day. You are beginning to design your legacy. I am opening your eyes to see the wealth that is hidden in your gifts and the influence that is buried in your testimony. Your scars have become your credentials, and your pain has become your platform. The big picture is a story of victory, restoration, and a glory that far outweighs the suffering of this present time. Rest in the knowledge that the architect of the universe has everything under control. The masterpiece is almost ready for its reveal. My precious child, come and rest in the truth that my love for you is not a reward for your perfection, but a promise that sustains you in your mess. You have spent so many years believing the lie that you must be finished before you are worthy of my embrace. You have hidden your flaws, your recurring struggles, and your moments of doubt, fearing that if I saw the true state of your soul, I would turn away in disappointment. But I am the one who knit you together. I saw the end from the beginning, and I loved you before you ever took your first breath. I do not love the person you will become tomorrow more than the person you are today. I am the God of the process, and I find immense joy in the middle of your journey. To me, your work in progress status is not a mark of shame. It is a testament to your growth. I love the way you keep trying, the way you keep turning your face back to me, even after you stumble, and the way you reach for my hand in the dark. You are enough right now in this very moment, simply because you are mine. Think of a parent watching their toddler take their first shaky steps. When the child falls, the parent does not cross their arms in anger or tell the child they are a failure for not being able to run. No, the parent rushes to pick them up, wipes away the tears, and cheers for the 2 steps they actually took. This is how I look at you. Every time you choose kindness over bitterness, every time you choose to trust me instead of your fear, and every time you offer a prayer through your pain, I am cheering for you. You do not have to have it all figured out to be the object of my affection. Your worth is not tied to your productivity or the speed of your sanctification. You are my beloved, and my favor is resting on you, even while you are still learning how to walk in your calling. I have already accepted you. Now it is time for you to accept yourself. Release the heavy burden of self-condemnation, and let my grace be the air you breathe. There is a radical beauty in being loved while you are still under construction. It means that my commitment to you is not based on what you can do for me, but on who I am for you. You have been so hard on yourself, replaying your mistakes, like a broken record, thinking that you have used up all your chances. But my mercies are new every single morning. I am not keeping a scorecard of your failures. I am keeping a record of your faithfulness. Every day is a fresh canvas, and I am right there with the brush, ready to continue the beautiful work we started together. You are safe to be honest with me. You are safe to be vulnerable. You are safe to be undone. I am the God who holds the universe together, so you don't have to hold your life together by yourself. Let go of the need to be perfect and embrace the reality of being profoundly, unconditionally, and eternally loved. I want you to take a moment and let this sink into the very marrow of your bones. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you have done that can make me love you less. You are the apple of my eye, and my thoughts toward you are more numerous than the sands of the sea. When you look at your unfinished edges, I see the unique beauty of a soul that is being shaped by divine hands. You are a masterpiece in the making, and the artist is absolutely enamored with his work. Rest in this radical acceptance today. Let it heal the deep wounds of rejection and the nagging voices of inadequacy. You are chosen, you are called, and you are loved not for who you will be, but for who you are right now. This is the foundation of your strength, the fuel for your journey, and the peace that will guard your heart forever. My beloved, we have walked through the fire together, and now we stand at the threshold of your new beginning. The words I have spoken to you today are not merely comfort. They are a divine decree that has been etched into the foundations of your destiny. Every tear I promise to dry, every broken piece I promise to mend, and every door I promise to open is now being sealed by the authority of my Spirit. The season of your wandering is officially over. The chains of your past, the heavy spirit of not enough, and the labels that the world tried to pin on your soul have been burned away in the furnace of my love. You are no longer the person who walked into this moment. You are rising as gold, purified, resilient, and radiating the very glory of heaven. This is the moment where the spiritual shift becomes your physical reality. What was once a struggle will now become a flow. What was once a desert will now become a spring of living water. I have spoken it, and I will perform it. The enemy will try to come back and steal the seeds of hope that have been planted in your heart today. He will whisper that nothing has changed, that you are still the same, and that the miracle is a lie. But I am giving you the power to shut his mouth once and for all. You must seal this prophecy in your spirit so that it cannot be stolen. Do not stay silent in this holy moment. Declare your victory and lock this blessing into your life forever. Type Amen, or it is done in the comments right now to place the final seal upon this message. If you are ready to walk as the gold, I have made you to be type I am gold, or 888, to claim your new identity. This is your act of spiritual authority, your way of saying to the heavens and the earth that you have received the word and you will not let it go. Let the sound of your faith echo through the spiritual realm. As we conclude this sacred encounter, I invite you to join this family of believers one last time. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as your final act of agreement. By doing so, you are not just following a channel. You are planting yourself in a garden of perpetual encouragement. You are ensuring that every time I have a word for the chosen ones, you will be there to hear it. Share this message with 3 people who are currently in their own fire. Be the vessel of my hope and watch how I multiply the blessing in your own life as you pour into others. This is the final step of your transformation, moving from the one who needs a miracle to the one who carries the miracle for others. You are my hands, my feet, and my voice in this world. Feet and my Go now in peace, my precious child. The weight of the world has been lifted from your shoulders, replaced by the easy yoke of my grace. You are protected by the blood of Jesus, surrounded by my angels, and filled with my power. Do not fear the future, for I am already there, preparing the way. Do not regret the past, for I have redeemed every second of it. Live your best life starting today, for I am alive in you, and you are alive in me. The work is finished. The victory is won. The gold has emerged. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never, ever let you go. It is done. It is finished. It is yours.